Hello, hello, good afternoon. Happy Thursday. In this video, we're going to be talking about success. Yes. And we're going to get into it really quickly here. And I just want to start off by telling my story. So one of the things that a lot of people see is they see the results. They see my life, especially on Facebook and Instagram, and the type of content that I create. And they're like, oh, she's got it made. She has everything, she's doing good, so on and so forth. But a lot of people don't know what it took for me to get here. And a lot of people don't realize that there is no testimony without a test. And sometimes those tests can last a very long time. Sometimes you can be in a season of your life. And when I'm saying season, I'm not talking about spring to summer. I'm talking about spring to winter times 4. Okay. So like 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. There's certain aspects of your life that the seasons will be long, arduous. You will feel like you'll literally feel like it's wintertime throughout those years, right? And that's how I felt. Like before I got rededicated, I rededicated my life to Christ. I was trying to make a success out of myself. I wanted to be successful. I desired success. That was my desire. I felt like, and of course I still feel this way, I'm built for success. I'm made for success. My life should not look like anything other than success. That's just how I feel about it. And I've always seeked to be successful in every single thing I did. And so when I got to a point where I was seeing the complete opposite, I could not pay my rent. My mom was helping me pay my rent with her credit card. I had maxed out my credit card. I barely could even put $5 in my gas tank. I could barely even pay my, people don't know there's ways to go about, if you can't change your tire, okay? Like I couldn't change my tire even though it was bald and low. I was over there like going to the tire places, and the guy was like, oh, your tire is bald, it's gonna go flat again, because I had learned how to change my tires, okay? Because hello, I couldn't afford to take it somewhere. So I remember going to the tire place, and he was like, oh, it's bald, you need a new one. And I'm like, okay, listen, that's great. Thank you so much for telling me that, but I can't afford a new one. Do you have anything else? He was like, yeah, we can give you a used one that's not too bald, but you're going to have to come back in and replace it. Don't matter. Just change the tire. Give me what you got and what I can afford. That's where I was for a very, very long time. And so I was like, man, I don't know when this thing is going to break. I don't know when this thing is going to change. It was hard. It was very, very hard. And I was like, okay. So this was like before I rededicated my life to Christ. And I was like, listen, God, I'm coming to you, and I'm coming to you for a specific reason. And that reason is you make me a success. I know it's in me. I know this is what it's for. Like, I don't even know where this confidence in the success came from, but I had it. And I was like, I've been trying to do it on my own. I haven't been able to do it on my own. So now I'm going to give you the task. You make me a success. Y'all, I got rededicated, and I'm thinking, bibbity bobbity boo, the whole thing is going to change. Success coming pounding and knocking at my door. Everything's going to be fixed. My finances going up, this, that, and the third. That is not what happened. What ended up happening is I got married. So I got rededicated at about 20, I think I was like 22. Then I got married at 23. And I had my first child at 25. So all this stuff is happening. My finances are, they're kind of working out. I'm, studying the word. I'm memorizing stuff. And memorization is not my forte. But baby, I was gung-ho to learn it and to figure it out. And one thing happened that changed my life forever. And this is what's going to create success in your life. I promise you it's going to create success in your life. I was like, okay, stuff is happening. I'm grateful. but it's not exactly what I thought was going to happen. I was looking to be like called up to be 30 under 30. I was trying to make like $1 million in my 20s, and it just wasn't looking like that. Like it didn't happen. And God took me over to Joshua 1:8, and it says, meditate on my word day and night and observe to follow everything that's in it, and you will make your way prosperous and you will have good success. Okay. So I realized in that moment that yes, it wasn't just a desire of my own heart. God was interested in me having success, but the way he phrased it in Joshua 1:8 was good success. So that set in my mind like, okay, so there's a success and then there's a good success. Okay, I didn't dwell on it, but that came a little bit later. But I was like, okay, a good success. All right. And then when I really looked at it, I was like, oh, wait, I'm going to make my way prosperous and I'm going to have good success. But it has to include God, because I'll be meditating on his word day and night. You know, if you go to the book of Proverbs, especially chapter 8, it's wisdom that's speaking. And wisdom says, I stand on the corner day and night. Whoever wants to talk to me, whoever wants to hear from me, I will speak to them. And then it'll be like, fools, only fools don't like wisdom. I'm like, wow. Like, I didn't know. I really didn't know the Bible had all this stuff. I was telling my daughter the other day, I was like, babe, let me tell you something. When I first started reading the Bible, all I knew was Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, bless the bed that I lay on. And I didn't even know that how wrong that was, but that's all I knew. And I remember going to church for the first time, and they were like, oh, open your book to the book of Ruth. Who's that? It's like flipping to the front of the Bible, like, there's a Ruth, there's ladies, like ladies have whole thing. And I'm like, Ruth, oh my, like, oh my God, like I am freaking out. But I'm trying, on the inside, I'm freaking out. On the outside, people look, I'm just, and then they're like, Esther. And I'm like, who are these people? I didn't know anything. But when I started to really get into the word, what was starting to happen was I was started to regulate my mind, because my mind was everywhere. And that's still something that I think I deal with. Some people call it ADHD. Doesn't matter what you call it. It's just something I work with and I deal with. I have a lot of ideas. I'm super creative. Somebody could tell me about their business and I'm like, oh yeah, just do this. You need to fix this. This is a strategy right here. Like I can do all of that for other people, but for myself, not so much, which is okay. But, I started having to renew my mind, and I started realizing how negative I was and how doubtful I was. And I think I picked that up from growing up. Hey, thank you for those hands. They look cool. I got that from growing up. I was very doubtful. Whenever someone would say something that was like big and grandiose, even if I wanted it and I desired it, it was like, can that really happen? Like, yeah, right. Like that happens for other people. That doesn't happen for me. I was just really negative, but I didn't know it. But I was so happy and peppy that I always thought I was just an optimist. But the doubt and the fear that I dealt with had me very much a very negative person. And I didn't know it. And I didn't realize that doubtfulness was sabotaging my success. So as I keep, reading and I keep renewing my mind and like meditating on scriptures and memorizing scriptures, my mind is being renewed. And success is really, really, renewing your mind is really necessary for success. Because if you don't renew your mind, you're just stuck with whatever brain patterns and thought patterns that you grew up with. And most people are not taught how to be successful when they are young. You're just not. Most of us are told what we should do so that we can keep living, but not taught what we should do so we can thrive. That's facts. That's why on the channel, I'm always talking about reprogramming your brain, subconscious sabotage reprogramming your mind. Like I talk about all those things. I talk about your emotions, because all of those things play into your success. All of those things play into what can actually make itself manifest in your life. And then, you know, when you allow God to be in the midst, it's like, okay, yes, I am going full steam ahead with this plan. However, if it's not of God, God redirect me. I'm open. I'm ready for that, right? But if it is, give me grace, give me favor, like open doors for me, make things happen for me that I can't make happen for myself, you know? So that supernatural element is there. So even becoming successful made me even tap into the spirit and the spirit realm even more. Because then I started realizing, okay, my mouth is really powerful. I used to use my mouth to cuss folk out from the rooter to the tutor, honey. I'm talking about backwards of, my cousin used to be like, dang, why you cuss so much? Golly. Like, because I would make up my own cuss words. I would take cuss, oh my God. I would take cuss words and put them together and be like, dang, and I cuss her out for calling me out for cussing, you know, but you know, it was all love or whatever, but she was like, you on a different level. But I know I did that, and I learned that because that was how I protected myself, right? So it was like, God was like, look, you know how to use that mouth to cuss and to quote unquote protect yourself. Now I'm going to show you how to use your mouth to create and facilitate the success, the good success that I've promised you. And I'm like, all right, bet. And so I would start speaking those things that be not as though they were. And so I would say, my business is growing from the north, from the south, from the east, and the west. My customers are coming in. They find me. They love me. They're on my website all the time. And I'm talking about all the time. They're constantly buying my stuff. They reach out to me daily. When I go live, my customers find me. Those who are supposed to hear my voice, they hear my voice and they benefit from my voice. Like I started speaking these things, and okay, granted, early on it was hard, and I'm like, why am I saying this stuff? It was hard for me to believe. But now I just turn my sassy girl mode on. That's what I do. You may not be a girl. That's cool. Just do your boss boy or boss dude thing. Turn it on. Whatever you got to do to open your mouth and speak the things that you desire and you know you're meant to have and you want to see in your business. Speak it out. Say it out loud. Speak it and release it into the atmosphere so your angels know what to do. They can carry this thing out for you. Again, good success does not 100% hinge on you. You do your natural, then God does the super. And you put it together, you got the supernatural. Bam. You're talking about clients coming out of the woodwork. People are talking about you, saying, oh, go to the, like I would have clients and they would be like, oh yeah, so-and-so told me about you. Who's that? I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, thank you. I appreciate it, you know. Or someone would say, oh yeah, somebody told me about you. I don't remember who it was, but then I started following you on IG or I started following you on Facebook. And you know, I just feel like the time is right. The time is right. Let's do this. You know, I would do like free webinars and people don't even know how I came up on their feed, but I came up on their feed, you know? So I started realizing like, okay, I gotta walk by faith. Like even business is by faith. Even my marriage is by faith. Even my health is by faith. Like all these things. And when it started to like really come together, you know, the Bible says when the clouds be full of rain, they empty itself upon the earth. You got to realize that like all your good works, the things that you're speaking, all of your faith, all of this, like if you don't see it immediately once you say it and it start happening around you, it's okay. Don't feel like nothing's happening. Something is happening. But some things are a bit heavier. So it kind of builds up in the spirit and it builds up and it builds up and it builds up. And it's so weighty that that's when it's like, okay, she's done it. He's done it. Whoosh, and it just, and you start seeing blessing, thing, door open, blah, blah, blah. This person came to you, this one, oh, let me help you. Like all this stuff starts happening. You're like, yo, what is going on? And then your mindset is right, and you don't go and start sabotaging the blessings, the overflow that's happening in your life because you didn't renew your mind, right? So it's just like your momentum train is like going, and like all these things are happening and it's taking time, right? But I'm glad, and this is what I really want to encourage you today to do as I round off. I want to encourage you that success, anyone that says success is an overnight thing, they're a liar. Nobody can become a success overnight. It's just a principle of the world. It doesn't happen like that. But you can start literally today, doing the things that will make you a success, renewing your mind, regulating your thoughts, growing in emotional intelligence, speaking out things, decreeing and declaring a thing, right? Walking by faith, exercising and operating by faith. You know, all of these they're little things, they're little habits, but they build up into massive change, massive great things. So even if you're starting today, or if you've already been going, or you've been going and then things have kind of slowed down, get back to the basics. Get back to the basics. Success is for you. What God has for you is for you, but you have to do your part. And that's, as I stated with the first scripture that I started with, was Joshua 1:8. Meditating on the word day and night, that and observing to do them. That way you will make your way prosperous and you will have good success. So yes, there's an aspect of it that's God, but there's an aspect of it that's you. And God is not going to bypass your free will. Like, you got to do your part, but trust and believe. If you do your part, I can testify that God will do his part. So with that, that is our Thursday, I don't know what to call it, Thursday mixer. I come on Thursday at 12 o'clock every Thursday, and I go live, and we just chat. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. What you waiting for? Get up on it, right? Subscribe, like this video, and definitely check out the videos that I have on the channel so that you can have your good success. Hey, hello. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you. I have videos that go up every Tuesday, and then I come on live at 12 p.m. EST every Thursday. So I will see you next time.